Hey there! It's Darla and Alexis today.
Hi.
Hey there. Judy is out on vacation at Mickey's house still. It looks like she's having a good time if you're seeing any of her posts on there. I think Grandma is a little tired at this point. I haven't even had a chance to talk to her. She doesn't want to talk to anybody right now. I think she's
She'll need a vacation from her vacation.
Absolutely. I know she will be so ready to get rid of those kids. But anyway, they are having a good time. So today I have my teammate Alexis with us today. Alexis is a new agent and she is extremely eager. And we have been doing a lot of training with her to go over all of the programs here in Texas and getting her, familiar with all of our lenders. Alexis is from California.
Yeah, don't hate me.
Yeah. But she is really a person you want to talk to if you've got people moving here from different areas. Alexis is really good with the relocation. She's extremely organized. She's a mom of 4, and I think the last 2 are twins.
Yes.
So
yes.
You have to be super organized to be able to do all that. Husband works from home. He's an IT guy. And so Alexis is really good at helping people, figure out how to get here, relocation programs, incentives, and also what you can get once you get here, where all the areas are.
Yeah.
She's starting to get really familiar with that. So if you have any questions about, figuring out how to get to Texas, because we have so many people moving here, give her a call. She's great.
Yeah.
You reach out to me and I can help get you in contact with her. So today we are sitting here in Presswoods subdivision. It's a D.R. Horton community here in Splendora. And I'm excited to talk about this program with them today. Alexis is going to go over kind of what they are offering at the moment. D.R. Horton is a wonderful home builder, especially for those first-time home buyers where you're looking to get into your first home. Your first home typically is not going to be that grand home that you see the Kardashians or whoever move into with those millions of dollars. A lot of time your first home is going to be something that's a little smaller. It's going to be on the lower end of what the average is. Right now, the average cost of a home in Houston right now, what's buying and selling, is over $400,000. And today we're excited because we have some homes here in the Presswoods community that are starting at just a little over $200,000. Now you may look at me and go, that's crazy, because not too many places in Houston, especially brand new construction, can you get into where you've got a low tax rate, you've got good school districts. And by the way, we are literally sitting across from Splendora's school complex here. So we've got Piney Woods Elementary, we have the junior high, and we have the high school campus literally sitting across from us over here.
No commute.
No commute. So if you have small children, and you've got a lot going on in your life and don't want to fight traffic and all those things, which is literally happening here in Splendora on 2090 because we've got so many communities going in. It's a great place to live. So Alexis, why don't you tell us a little bit today about what D.R. Horton is offering and a little bit about that $200,000 home.
So they're offering they're calling it their Bling Out Your Home. They're offering to pay for the closing costs and a move-in package. So you'll get all your closing costs covered, and then as well as a refrigerator, washer and dryer, blinds, garage door opener, and then a front sprinkler system that will all be included in that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, D.R. Horton is one of those that does offer that sprinkler system. A lot of them, because I've been out looking at new home communities lately, and a lot of them do not offer those sprinklers. And if you have not lived in Texas for very long, Alexis will tell you those sprinklers come July and August are very important, that you don't end up with a bare front yard.
Mm-hmm. That happened to us.
And a lot of them don't have ceiling fans. A lot of them don't have blinds and things like that.
Yeah.
So when you're walking new homes, you're going to want a realtor with you that is able to kind of make sure you understand exactly what's on that product specification list, so you know exactly what you're getting. So a lot of times, what is typically with a first-time home buyer, what usually do they need in the home appliance-wise, right?
Yeah, you don't want to think about the cost of a washer and dryer or a refrigerator. You're trying to get all your closing and everything taken care of. So it's nice to have that all squared away, and that would be taken care of for you.
Absolutely.
And they have 42 homes available right now.
42?
Correct.
Wow.
That will be ready, move-in ready January, February.
Okay.
So, and like Darla said, starting at 208, which is great. And the square footage starts at about 1,300 all the way up to 2,100. So I think it would be great for a first-time buyer. And, once this community is all built out, it's going to be great if you decide, hey, we want to get a larger home down the line.
Right. Yep, they've got pretty good yard sizes on some of them. So if having a new home with a larger lot is important to you, getting in a community right from the very beginning, you have your choice when those lots are available. You have a choice to have some of the bigger lots because they tend to be in cul-de-sacs.
And that's the way to go
within these communities, and that's the way you want to go, especially if first-time homebuyer communities tend to be very family-driven, so there's a lot of small children, and if you do have small children, you're going to want to be in a cul-de-sac situation.
It's
and
wonderful.
With a bigger yard, it is good. Alexis does live in a cul-de-sac location there. So.
And as the tax rate that they're starting at is 3.42, which includes the Montgomery and Splendora, and then as well as the mud. So it really helps out. It's great for cost.
Right. And if you didn't catch our series last week, Judy and I talked about property taxes a little bit, and the what makes up the property taxes. There is a varying degree of property taxes here in Splendora, especially because this is an old and established community. Right. We've been around over 100 years, I believe. So these newer communities like D.R. Horton, their tax rates are going to be a little bit higher because not only do you have the school tax, which makes up a large percentage of that tax rate, you're now going to have a mud tax, which if you don't know what that is your sewer and your water infrastructure there. So a lot of our communities have wells or septics if they don't have public water. So having that in the community, there is a tax that goes with that. So there is a varying degree of tax rates around here, but the newer communities are still, and 3.4 is still way under what I've seen a lot of other
and if you're coming
in the
from
Harris County area,
out of state, that's good information to know, because we had no idea. We didn't have that in California, so it's great to know all the ins and outs of those little things that you're unfamiliar with. And so Darla and I can help you if you have questions on that. Right.
So make sure you contact one of us. Go on our website and a little bit later today, or on our Instagram pages, and we'll talk a little bit. We'll have a video of the model home that we're sitting in, as well as a little bit about the community, and you'll get to see kind of the building that's going on over here. It is incredible the number of the amount of lumber that is being thrown up around here. So it's pretty awesome. And over here, I talk with Keenan a lot. He is the sales rep over here, and if you mention my name, if you're interested in getting more information, come talk to me first. I can kind of help sit down with you, talk to Alexis, and we can kind of sit down with you a little bit and talk about what's going on, what you need, get you set up with the lender, talk to you about what the incentives are and things like that. We can certainly help you out today. So with that being said, the program's topic today, we're going to talk about down payment assistance programs, because we're not going to sugarcoat it. We know that inflation is rising and home affordability in Texas is lessening. So we've got a lot of first-time home buyers that have been priced out of the market, and that's why I love this community, because you do have the ability here to still be able to afford a home in a really good community. So we're going to talk about that down payment assistance program today. So in Texas, we have, through our lenders and through the state of Texas, there are programs that if you qualify for them, and there are several of them, you can get up to 5% on average of your closing costs / down payment paid for. So what is great about that is a lot of times our first-time home buyers or our young couples don't have the cash. So one of the first questions that I usually get asked for when I'm working with a new client is, what first-time home buyer programs are available? And I'm going to say there is no, quote, bucket that we pull from that says, okay, first-time home buyer, this is the program for you. But what I'm going to say is we do have a wide range of programs through lenders that we can pull from based on what your household income is, how many people are living in the home, and a couple of other different factors. So let's talk a little bit about if you don't have the cash for the upfront costs of buying a home, which is a lot of challenge for a lot of people. Especially right now, but a lot of times people that have just gotten married, I have my older daughter that's going to be getting married soon, and they're going to want to know what programs are available to help them with that assistance. So let's go over kind of what that looks like. There are several loan programs that a lender will consider when speaking with you. They're going to ask you a series of questions that's going to get into whether or not what your income level is, how many people are in the household. They're going to look at your credit score and a lot of the other things that they typically do. And then they're going to help understand what your financial goals are and where you want to be in the next 5 years. Kind of if you have some money, if you want to use all of it, some of it, none of it, what can you use, what home can you afford with it? And they're really going to help set that tone for you to make sure that you understand kind of what you qualify for.
And guiding you, just because the unknown, especially when it's their first time, you're just
absolutely
like a million questions.
And I think changes happen so often. Like what we've seen, the shift in the last 6 or 8 months with lending has been incredible itself. So where we went from a ton of homes that were available to very few homes that were available to very few homes that first-time home buyers could get into, to rate program reductions, to rate buy downs, and now we're back into home, builders offering to pay closing costs and things like that. So we have a couple of different programs. These are just a few that I'm going to name. One is with the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. It's called TDHCA, and they have something called the My First Texas Home program. We have the Texas State Affordability Housing Corporation, and they have the Homes for Texas Heroes and Home Sweet Texas programs. We have Homes for Heroes, which extends to our community servants, and it is not limited to what I'm listing here, but we're talking police, fire department, teachers, librarians, nurses. There's a whole list that if you have that profession of our community servants, there are programs open to you.
Which is great.
That is awesome for those. And then there is the SEF program that has the 5-Star Texas Advantage and the Gold Star program. That is just to name a few. So as you can tell, there are a lot of different programs out there. Now, why are there so many? A lot of them have dependent on requirements. So some of them have income limits, some of them vary by county, some of them have the type of program, the type of loan that it is. There are some that are grants. Grants, you do not have to pay back at all. There are some restrictions and limitations and things with that. And then there are others that are, they are paid back. So a lot of times my first-time home buyers will ask, can I roll my closing costs into the purchase of my home? The answer with that is a little technical. You can't say, hey, my closing costs are $7,800 and I want to put that in my loan. That's not how it works. But we do have seller contributions that we can do. Yeah. We have these down payment and closing cost assistance programs that will help you pay for those items. And then, so if you don't have the upfront costs, these programs can be good options for you.
Absolutely.
So we're going to break down kind of the generalities of the program so you can see kind of real quickly, will I qualify for that? And a lot of, again, is based on your financial need, okay? So for one, the number of people living in your home is one of the first questions that they're going to ask you. Is it you and your wife and your 2 kids and your grandmother? Or your mother? Or is it just you and your wife? Is it you and your wife and your kids? They're going to want to know how many people are living in the home. They're going to want to know, some of the programs have to know what the household income is. So if you and your wife work, or you live with your mom and your mom has Social Security coming in, those are all items that are considered for that total house.
All different factors
Yep.
that play into it.
So they're going to find out what that total household income is. So there are 30-year fixed rates where they will pay up to 5% of the loan amount to cover the down payment or closing costs. So if you're looking at a $250,000 home that you're looking to purchase, let's say you qualify for a $250,000 home, they will cover up to $12,500 of those down payment or closing costs that you are going to be charged for. So let's say you say, Darla, look, I've got $3,000 and you qualify for the $12,500. Now you've got $15,000 that you can apply towards your $250,000 cost. And so on some of these programs, we'll talk about it in a little bit, that's going to severely reduce or completely negate what it's going to cost you to get into your home, okay? Minimum credit score, important. A lot of these start with 620. There are a few that start with 640, okay? We've talked about credit health before. Your credit health is extremely important. No credit, like I don't have credit cards, I work completely off cash. Not a good thing. You have to have credit, okay? First time and repeat programs are available. So it's not just open to first time home buyers. You can actually be a repeat buyer, that if you still qualify under the requirements, then you are able to use those programs. There are all loan types that are available: USDA, VA, conventional, FHA. Now let's talk about USDA and VA. Those are already zero down programs, okay? So if you qualify for those, you don't have to come into the closing costs and down payment assistance programs looking for down payment assistance.
Right.
You now are going to be able to utilize that entire amount that's needed towards your closing costs. Okay, so you're talking huge. Zero down and now zero closing costs, right? There are some that are no payback options, which are called grants. There are income limits that vary from county to county. So whether you're in Montgomery County or Harris County, which is what we do a lot of work in, you're talking, what are those limits? So for a couple, for 2 people, household income under $98,000. So we're talking like $97,000 for your household income. You might qualify for the down payment assistance program. For 3 or more people in the home, okay? We're not talking about whether or not they're working or not. We're talking about 3 or more people in the home subsisting off the household income. You're talking $103,615 is the base requirement.
Right.
It's the limit for that. So if you go over that, then you don't qualify for that. But if you're under this $100,000 mark, there's a pretty good chance that you qualify for these programs with your credit score 620 or above, okay? Online home buyer education classes are available. A lot of times we want our first-time home buyers to sit down and look at the cost of owning a home, not only with the upfront cost, but the maintenance cost. Because once you move into the home, you're going to want some cash reserves to maintain that home or to make updates in that home. because things do happen down the road. We have freezes, we have all kinds of things that happen, and you do want a reserve. It's just good financial.
To cover yourself, cover the biggest asset that you're going to maybe potentially
because
purchase.
Things do go wrong, or you want to update, put a sprinkler system in, or things like that. You want to keep your cash reserve if you can. I talk to people about that all the time. So for a $200,000 home, $250,000 home, there is a good chance that you could get into that home for less than $1,000. Now, there are other costs like inspections and things like that that are not covered under that program. Those are just the costs of, figuring out which home you want to buy and if it's a good fit for you. But we're talking about being able to get into a home for less than $1,000. That's incredible. And if you have cash, you don't have to use it. If you qualify, you get to keep that as your financial investment there. Okay,
and that can be your reserves.
Exactly, that's your financial reserves.
If anything goes wrong,
that's exactly right. So there is a lot that you can see that kind of goes into it. If you work with a trusted realtor, we're going to be able to set you up with a local lender. Why is it important, Alexis, that you think it's important to use a local lender when we're working with our home buyers?
Well, one, they know the market in this particular area. If you not always, but if you use a lender outside, they're pulling from all different areas. So when you use someone local, especially ones that we've worked with and we know, okay, they're going to have all the answers, they're going to get the job done, and they're going to do it correctly, that's huge, because that takes a huge stress off of you and let us do the dirty work with the lender, and then it's seamless. You're able to sit back and just sign those papers.
And if you have a local lender, if you don't know about these programs, and they start asking you questions to find out what your financial health is, they're going to be able to say, you know what, you might qualify for a program, and you're going to look at them and go, I didn't know that program was available. If you're not working with a local lender that knows these programs to Texas, then you're not going to be informed enough to make good financial decisions.
And you won't benefit from these programs that could be available.
That's exactly right. So using, Alexis and I have been working with some marketing here lately, and we talk a lot about where that first step with the home buying process starts. And it really doesn't start online with one of those search portals. It really starts with hiring a buyer's agent, hiring a local realtor, because we know what's going on in the communities. We know and can assess from you what your purchase wants to look like, and then we can set you up with a local lender that's going to be able to walk you through what your financial needs are and what your goals are, and we can really start that process right where it needs to begin, because who wants to work and hire someone that really doesn't know what's going on in the marketplace and really help put you in the best position
or not
possible.
An actual person. That's my thing.
Right.
I don't want to text a robot. I don't want to.
Or you just get randomly set up with someone that you really don't know who they are. You haven't had a chance to kind of get to know who they are or being recommended. I know a lot of my business comes from referrals, because once I start closing with people and they see the things that I can help do for them, whether they're buying or selling, it's really wonderful to get that feedback for them, that we are so grateful that you helped us walk through things, because we had no idea what we were doing. And Alexis and I provide a buyer's handbook that we can give you to kind of walk you through that whole process. I put you on a direct mail campaign that lets you know kind of what's going on in the communities, what programs are available. A lot of times we're going to put out another email today. So go to my website if you want to be part of that campaign, darlanunley.com, and I have a contact page on there where you can get my information. You can get that information to me, or you can email me at darla@darlanunley.com, and then Alexis and I will be happy to assist you. So our takeaway today, you want to buy boldly in this market, and buying boldly means you work with and hire a knowledgeable real estate agent that can help you boldly go after programs and sales prices of things that you didn't know existed, that meet, again, your financial needs and your financial goals. Second, you want to use a local lender who is trusted, that you can walk through all of your options when purchasing a home. That's why we work with preferred lenders, because we know how they work. We know that they can get you closed.
And it's not a cookie cutter. Everyone's different.
Everybody is different.
Every
That's
person
exactly
is
right.
different.
So number 3, if you are ready to buy, don't wait.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking to use a lot of these down payment assistance programs. They have a pool of money, and once that pool of money is used up, they're not available anymore. Okay, it's not just a willy-nilly, bank account that somebody's dumping into all the time. These programs do have a financial limit on them. So if you're looking at buying, don't wait. Talk to us about it, and we can help get you set up for when you're ready to buy. Okay. The last thing is, don't trust the largest asset that you may ever purchase with a push of a button. Go into all those search engines, home search engines, and just hitting willy-nilly on those contact an agent. Not the place to start that purchase. It really is smart to start it with a local realtor, someone you trust, someone that you're comfortable with searching for homes, and someone that knows the programs and can get you in a financial position that you're comfortable with, and that you and your family are set for life with. And then we follow up with you. It's not just a one and done kind of thing.
Exactly.
We stay with you throughout your real estate needs, no matter when those are or where those are. So make sure you check us out on the Hayes team, Darla and Emily Realtor on Facebook. I've got a Instagram page. Alexis has an Instagram page at Alexis Jenkins Realtor, and follow us there. We always have a lot of really good information. Again, if you want to be part of our email campaign, Darla at darlaandemily.com, drop me a note in there. Go to my Instagram, drop me a direct message over there, and then I'll make sure that you get set up on those emails, because I'm going to spit out another one today on the down payment assistance to make sure that if you have any questions, maybe those will cover it there. So next week we are going to talk about deeds. So when you buy a home, your home goes into the county with a deed, and there are several different types of deeds that you will close with, and we were going to talk to you about kind of what the general ones are, the ones why you use them, and the ones to stay away from. All right. So listings. Judy has put up a lot of new listings with DRG here lately. You can go to my website at darlaandemily.com, and under properties, you'll see right at the top link, there are DRG featured properties there, and you'll be able to see a list of those.
We have some great ones.
We have some really good ones. We've got some empty property with no restrictions, which I know a lot of people love to hear. And we have all the way up to just under $800,000 on Lake Houston. Absolutely beautiful property. We've got another one out in Mount Bellevue that she's done recently. We have one in Roman Forest. And then we're going to talk a little bit today afterwards on, I'll put a reel on my Instagram at DNunley Realtor _ for life. And we'll put the reel up there of the D.R. Horton model home that we're in today. So
it's cute.
Join us live every Wednesday on Real Talk on the Hayes team, and tune in. Let us know if you have any questions. If you want to comment something below and get some answers to it, me or Yvonne or Alexis will be able to be happy to assist you with that. So y'all have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Have a great day.